My name is Jenny Anchondo, and I serve as the host for these events to just make sure that you stay connected to the speaker and the speaker stays connected to you. So really, I'll be here in a moderator style fashion so that as we're going through and as we're, hearing our speaker today, you can ask questions and make sure that you get those questions answered. This is actually the start of a two-part series. So I think you're really going to enjoy this as a continuation of what we learned before. Without further ado, let me introduce Adele Foster Glenn of LiftFund. So she's a business advisor, and I know many of you are in that realm of you already have a small business or you're considering it or you're in the process. So she's just going to be a wealth of knowledge as we talk about steps to starting a business, part 1 today, and then part 2 coming up on a week from today. So she's really passionate about helping people discover who they were created to be despite setbacks. And haven't we all had setbacks? And also despite hardships, personal challenges, etc., that maybe have held you back for years. So if you're ready to figure out the unlock, that's what Adele does. She says it is never too late to start a business, write a book, go back to school, or just start fresh in general. She's here to show us how to get started and really to coach us on success. So we talk a little bit about her experience here as well. Over the last 20 years, she's taught 25,000 students at universities and community colleges. She's also assisted more than 10,000 entrepreneurs to start and grow their businesses through the small business development centers, micro lending organizations, and women's organizations. Really, what Adele has been doing throughout her career is helping to provide a voice to people by assisting in launching their speaking careers and or writing their books and telling their stories. So if that sounds enticing to you, like, hey, I've got a story to tell, she is here to give us more information. So without further ado, I'm going to mute myself and take notes and be looking for your notes in the chat and hand it over to Adele Foster Glenn. All right, Adele, good to see you. Take it away.
Thank you, Jenny. Today, I want to talk to you about business planning. And I will tell you that planning a business, you've got to actually have a business plan. But before I get started, I will tell you about my organization and who I work for. I work for the Women Business Center, and to the right, to the left of me, is Tasha Hearns, who is our director, myself, Adele Foster Glenn, which I am a business advisor, Link Liberto, he is also a business advisor, and Melissa Hernandez, who is the program manager. Um, our team is out. If you were looking to start or grow your business and would like a one-on-one business consultation, I've provided some links in the chat box for more information. And I will provide that at the end, and you can schedule a one-on-one with myself or with Link. We'll be more than happy to help you start or grow a business. What exactly is the Women Business Center? We are a nonprofit organization that is partly funded by the U.S. Small Business Administration, which allows us to provide free and low-cost training like today's, so to our target market. While women and minorities are our target audience, our services are open to everyone. Our parent company is LiftFund, and they specialize in micro lending or small business loans. In addition to business coaching and a variety of educational workshops, we offer access to capital and other resources. Our goal is to empower you with the tools and resources you need to get your business ahead. and make a positive economic impact. That leads me to our featured speaker, which is myself, Adele Foster Glenn, and a little bit about Adele. I am a business advisor for LiftFund, or the Women Business Center. I'm a coach, a business coach, a tax preparer, and an accountant, and an accountant, as well as an author and a publisher. You can schedule an appointment with me at wbcappointment.as.me Adele /Adele. So that's a little bit about me. What is a business plan? It's a roadmap. It's for bank financing and for investors. I will tell you that money makers are note takers. So in this session, I will ask you to take notes of ideas and thoughts that come to your head about your business. Some may say something, someone may say something, or a thought may pop up in your head. Whatever it is, it could be your $1 million idea to your business. So take plenty of notes. A roadmap. It's a business plan is a model you should follow. It gives you direction in where you want to take your business. It helps you create an organization for your business, such as an organizational chart. It helps you take action on the things that you write in your plan. It allows you to write down things you will do in the future to grow your business. So a business plan is pretty important to have. How long does it take? What is the time frame to complete a business plan? It could take a week, 3 weeks, a month, or it should be ongoing. And I say ongoing because as your business grow, you will make changes to your plan. So it should be ongoing. Bank financing. Marketing plus people equals sales. So project at least 3 years worth of income and expenses. This will allow for business growth. Also, it will help lenders look at you for a loan consideration. Um, so I will tell you that your projections are important. And 3 years worth of income and expenses, you will, if you don't have any sales right now, that's where you will project exactly what your business will make in terms of income and what the expenses will be. Now, it's easy to come up with the expenses, but coming up with sales, it might be a little hard. I say don't project too high. Stay within the medium range of how you would grow your business. And business growth is important. So basically, when you grow your business, you got to ask yourself, how will I get my people? How will they come? And you will go from that direction. Your business plan consists of a cover sheet, and your cover sheet would actually have your logo. Then you will have your table of contents, which is not done until you complete the plan. You have to complete the whole entire plan in order to actually do your table of contents, as well as the executive summary. The executive summary, it is the last thing that you do. It is a summarization of your business plan. I will talk further about what goes in the plan later. Business name. This is your cover sheet. So your cover sheet will have your business name at the top, your business logo, your name, address, city, state, zip code, phone number, as well as your email address, the date. I forgot the date after phone number, and your email address and your website. Now, a lot of people don't have a website, and that's okay. You can create one. And I will tell you, Wix.com is one place that you can go and you can create your own website. A homestead.com will allow you to create your website, or you can get a web designer. Either way, you should have a website because that's the first thing when you tell people that you're in business, they want to go and check out your website. Also, at the bottom of your cover sheet, you should put a disclaimer, and it will be the name of your business, and none of the information in this plan should be shared, utilized, or implemented without your permission or the owner. So, which the owner would be you. You are the owner of your business. I will tell you business description. Now, for me, my tagline on my publishing company, which is Aquarius Creation Publishing, I have write the vision and make it plain. So, in your business description, you will have your vision plan. What do you visualize your business to be? Give a brief description about how you visualize your business. Then talk about your business, include your business name, location, legal entity, and owner's name. Now, when I say legal entity, what I mean is, are you a sole proprietor? Are you a partnership? Are you incorporated? Are you an S corporation? Are you an LLC? So that's what I mean when I say your legal entity. Then you're going to write about the owner. Give a brief description about the owner, which is you. Tell us who you are. Tell us what makes you capable of running the type of business you decide that you want to start or grow. Give a detailed description about the business. If the plan is for a loan, give a description about the loan acquisition and about how much you are putting into the business and what you will be using it for. Now, I will tell you, if it's for a loan, you have to at least put in 20%. I don't care if you use us, the LiftFund, or a bank. We want to know that you are vested into your business as much as you want us or a bank financing or any lending organization. We want to know that you are vested somehow or other into your business. So keep that in mind. Your products or service, describe the product or service that you will be offering. And give your hours of operation. If you have a website, you may be open 24 hours because they can visit your website 24 hours. You'll be asleep and they'll visit your website. So, you definitely want to say that you're open 24 hours if you have a website because at any time a client can visit your website. Prices. What is the price you will be charging for your product or service? Your lender wants to know that. I want to know that. You need to know that. You need to know what your prices will be in terms of your product or service. If you are a product industry or you part of a product, then you will have suppliers. And so you need to list who your suppliers are, what the wholesale price is, what your retail price is. Wholesale price is what you will purchase your product for, and retail will be what you will sell it for. So that's your markup. Your markup on your product or service. You have a markup on your service as well. Most people don't see the markup on their service because they feel like if I'm giving you a service, then why should I mark it up? They don't even see why they should even, um, I would say, charge a significant amount because they enjoy what they do as a service business. But I will say you may enjoy what you do, but I will tell you, you have to do a markup on your service. So you have to consider the time that you put in or you spend with that person, how much is it worth to you? And I tell people, even if you have a business, you have to pay yourself something. So ask yourself, what is the markup on that going to be? You will have a wholesale price and retail, which is what you will sell your product for. Additional phases is what you will write. What additional you will phases you will add to your business. Now, additional phases, I will say, is not only what you will write, what additional phases you will have add to your business, but additional phases are where do you see yourself in the long run, longevity of your business? Where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself right where you are right now? And most people get stuck there because they do not update their business plan. I will tell you about our upcoming events that we have. And one of the upcoming events is a business plan writing class, is a business plan writing series, which is our business plan writing series is located on Eventbrite. And it's writing a business plan and series registration. So you see it online, and I will also put it in the chat as well. It will start June the 14th at 6:30 p.m. and it will go from June the 14th to June 28th, 8:30 p.m. The DFW Writing Business Series provides individuals with the support and tools needed to develop a good business plan, whether you're launching a new business or strategizing ways to actually grow a business. Whatever that is, we will help you in that business plan writing class. We actually are using the Kaufman Fast Track to for a series, so you will get a whole lot out of it. At this point in time, I'm going to turn it back over to Jenny, and I'm opening it up for Q&A, for questions and answers that you may have.
Awesome. Well, we have an abundance of time for Q&A today. So you guys, please do post in the chat. And I think just to help people get a better sense of what you do, when I did that intro, we talked about so many different components of your career. So really, Adele, you're a business advisor, you're with LiftFund, and then you also have this, from what I'm understanding, this business yourself in sort of the publishing world. Can you expand upon what you do in each of those arenas?
Well, I actually have a tax business, so tax season, I'm glad it's over with. It's not quite over with because I still have clients that are still sending me their paperwork. So with the tax business, I actually prepare taxes, business and personal taxes. But not only that, I do classes for any individual person who's looking to start a tax business. So I do classes for that as well. Um, with the publishing business, I actually publish people who want to do self-publishing. They're wanting to get their first book or second book published. So I actually do that as well. So I help individuals who are looking to publish their first writing, their first books, and I don't own the rights to their books. They own the rights to it. They get the books, they sell the books, and they earn 100%. So they pay me up front for that. So I do that. And then I do business writing coaching. So I coach people in terms of writing their business plan as well.
Adele, how did you get into the book publishing business?
Well, as an author, I had a lot of people ask me, how do you write a book and how do you publish a book? So that's how I got into the book publishing business. Um, I I said, well, if people are asking me, then I might as well start a business on it. And so that's how I actually got into the book publishing business.
So how does one do that? I'm so curious. How do you just how do you go from needing a book published to publishing one to starting a business? Are you copy editing? Are you going through and looking for typos? Are you actually physically putting out the book? What does that mean for people who aren't familiar?
Well, what I'm doing, I actually have a couple of editors who actually edits the book. They do copy editing as well. Um, I don't read all the books. I read maybe the first couple of pages to see if this a fit for my company because I've in the years that I've done it, and it's been over 25 years now. I've only turned away one person because his book just did not fit well with my company. Um, but so far as the genre is concerned, I take any genre. So it could be self-help, it could be a novel, it could be poetry. I will take it, but it has to really, really suit very well in terms of with me, the individuals who are editing it, because I had someone edit the book, the person that I turned away, and they were like, I cannot edit this book. It does not fit right with my spirit. So I do have various editors on board as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so then what happens after let's talk through the process. Let's say me, Jenny, I say I want to write a book about how to teach people to perform and enunciate on camera and how to be interviewed because that's my background and expertise. I want to write a book on that and I typed it up on my computer. What's the next step in that book publishing process?
The next step is you would actually go to my website and you would actually fill out the form. So I have a preliminary form that I have you to complete to tell me how many pages the book is. Do you have a book cover? Because I need to know that. Um, Once I know how many pages it is, I need to know how many copies you want because that way I'll be able to give you the printer's price, what the printer will charge you in order to print the book. I
Okay.
al I also provide what is called flip books. So if you wanted a flip book, which is online, it's a little bit different than an ebook because with a flip book, it actually turns the pages for you just like you were reading a regular book in hand.
So let's say I say, okay, great, it's going to be 100 pages and I don't have a cover. Then what's next?
Then I would say, would you like for us to create a cover for you? So we will create the cover for you. We also do the copywriting for you as well. So we would send it to the Library of Congress, which would actually, once the book is printed, we send a copy of the book to the Library of Congress for you. So that way it's copywritten because a lot of people are very leery about letting go of their material and they're sending it to you and they're afraid you're going to steal it. Well, I tell them do the poor man's copyright, which means take a copy, mail it to yourself, do not open it unless you have to sue them for actually taking your materials. But other than that, I mean, it's really, and I'm making it sound like it's so simple, but it really isn't. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work that we put into it. But we hold your hand every step of the way.
And I'm guessing a lot of expense for the person who's writing it, right?
It's a huge expense, but they make their money back on the back end when they get ready to sell it. And I actually do writing classes, so I teach you how to write a book as well.
Oh, interesting.
So you can actually come to the writing class when I hold a writing class. And actually that class is about 10 sessions long, but in the end, I teach you how to market the book, what sites to go to where you can sell your books. So it's a whole lot involved in it, but it's well worth it. I enjoy helping people, as you can tell. I really enjoy helping people in any way that I can.
That's awesome. So people are asking some questions about this process in general, like what are you looking for in those first pages that you read?
And those sort of first couple of pages, I look for, actually, I am looking for something that fits really well with my company. So that could be anything from personal to professional. So it could be a number of things, I would say. I actually have a show called Meet the Author, where they're actually on Roku, where I interviewed the authors as well.
Now, somebody's asking, should you copyright before you try to publish? What's the order there?
You no, you shouldn't copyright before you publish because during the publishing process, you're going to have it edited. And so because you're having it edited, if you copyright, you're going to have to copyright again. So I say wait until the book is actually out, published. You've got the cover, and then you copyright. Do not copyright ahead of time. That's why I told you about the poor man's copyright because of the fact that you have not really had the whole book edited as of yet. So I would say do not copyright before you publish the book.
That's a great clarification. Now, when people are doing this, I think sometimes people wonder how much money do you really make off a book? If the process that I'm understanding you're explaining is for people that want to self-publish, right?
Correct.
Okay, excellent. So for somebody who self-publishes, how much do people usually make off of that? Is that like an income replacement or kind of a side project, or maybe they break even, or where do we land there?
Well, it could be an income replacement, and that's where the speaking would come in at. They go out, they do speaking, and they sell their books in the back of the room. The book could be a calling card, so you use it in terms of your business. So you may give it away. So it just depends. Or it could be a replacement of income. So it really depends on how you see your book and where you want to position your book.
Gotcha. Is there a sweet spot in terms of page numbers that you think do really well?
100 pages. Because you don't find too many people who do reading now. They just got away from reading the novels. I remember when I was growing up that I loved to read novels. But now it's like give it to me short, to the point, and that's it. And you find that a lot of people are in that spot where they just want to know A, B, C, and D. They don't want to know all the fluff in between. They don't want the fluff.
That's such a good point. It's such a good point. People really seem to do more audiobooks, more podcasts now. Do you see people writing the book and publishing it often and then also doing an audiobook?
Yes, I do. And we help people do audiobooks as well because you have more and more people who are looking to do audiobooks as opposed to sitting down and writing the book out.
Somebody's asking which books you've published yourself, and I don't know if they're meaning that you've written or that you've published through your business.
Well, I have written a couple of books myself, and one of my books is Do It First, Do It First, Do It Right, Do It Better, Do It Now, The Roadmap to Entrepreneurship. The other book is actually, oh God, I've got 3 books. I got 4 books out. And I've got 2 books on the shelf. Because somebody asked me this past weekend, well, when are you gonna put out another book? And I'm like, um, I don't know. I know what the other book is, The Healthy Woman Inside and Out. And I wrote that during the time that I was diagnosed with MS. And so that and actually I was asked to speak at a women's conference, and so they gave me the parameters of what they wanted me to speak on. And so the acronym in the book is called SLEEP, which is spirituality, love and family, education, emotion, and psychology. So that's one of the books. And I have co-authored books with a couple of people as well. And the cookbook to romance is it's not your traditional cookbook, but it's how to have healthy relationships.
You really sort of span everything. We can talk to Adele about everything from accounting to publishing books to healthy relationships to health battles. You've got a little bit of it all. People wanted to know a little bit more about your writing class, how that works, how much it is, etc.
Well, the writing class is $297. Um, Basically, in that writing class, you would be writing your book out. So, my last class, my students actually they wrote their book, but they didn't finish it all the way to the end. And when I say to the end, they didn't get it printed. They didn't get it published. So therefore, their book is still sitting on the shelf. but they did go through the class. They really enjoyed the class. They got a lot from each other because the class is not just that you write your book, you also are sharing your writing as well. So they got to share their writing with the other people in the class, and the other people in the class helped them to enhance their writing as well.
Okay, so speaking of books, now we're transitioning from books to business, but kind of both of them. Somebody in the group is asking if there's any books you suggest for writing a business plan. She wants to do vintage clothing reproduction. So that's the business.
That's the business. Okay. I will tell you that personally, I don't suggest that you get a book for writing your business plan. And I call those canned business plans, and each business plan is different. So I will tell you to write your thoughts and ideas down, and then we put it into a business format as opposed to you getting a book or actually getting a program to write your business plan. That is, to me, I find that to be so, I don't know, people get confused with that because they feel like, well, certain parts of that business plan is not applicable to you. So I don't suggest that you do that.
Okay, I think that's helpful. Very, honest advice for everybody to be able to hear. Now, back to the business plan. What is the biggest mistake that you see people to make when they are putting together their business plan?
It's their financials. And I say the financials because they may project too high, and that income does not come in that quickly. And so I would say the biggest mistake is the financials.
And just not being accurate or not having a good sense of where they are.
Exactly.
Okay, okay. Now, let's talk about success stories that you see. When you see, wow, that business really turned out. They are profitable, they are hiring people, they are growing. What was it about them that was, they did right on the business plan?
Well, I will say there's one client that I have, and she's awesome. She has a tea company, and she actually has her teas in 100 Walmarts. And so she actually did everything that I coached her to do. And she actually won a business competition recently at our conference that we had. And she has been recognized throughout the state of Texas.
And what was it? And it's just that she followed all the advice. She followed the steps.
She followed all the advice from writing her business plan to actually contacting the managers at one of the Walmart stores, which got her a seat at the table at the headquarters of Walmart.
Adele, we're getting some questions now about coaching, how it works to coach with you, how much that is, that sort of thing.
Well, with the at the LiftFund, because I am actually a consultant for the LiftFund, it's free. So it doesn't cost you a dime if you went through the LiftFund. Now, if you coach with me personally, I charge $395 down and $100 a month until we complete your business plan.
Got it. Talk a little bit more about the Lift Fund and how people can take advantage, what it is and how people can take advantage of it.
Well, the LiftFund, actually, we are a nonprofit organization. We are funded by the Small Business Administration. And if you are in, now I work out of the LiftFund in the DFW area. So if you're located in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, then you can come to the Women Business Center and we will assist you. Um, in terms of, ooh, in terms of if you're in other areas, because we have businesses in other areas as well, you can actually look us up on the web and you can look and see if we are in an area near you. Well, I will say, when I say it's never too late, it is never too late. I actually had a woman who was diagnosed with bipolar. She was diagnosed bipolar, and I shared with her my story because my son, and she said from me sharing that story, it actually gave her wings to fly. So she felt like she could really do a business. And she has really been successful in her business. And I will say she's been successful because she not only started one business, but she started three businesses. And yeah, all at one time. And so one is a nonprofit organization and the other two are for profit. And it's a resale store. One is a resale store. The other ones, she actually feeds the homeless individuals. That's her nonprofit organization. And I forget what her third one is, but I will tell her. Just talked to her yesterday. I told her I'm so proud of her because she has really gone over and beyond what I would have imagined. She said, but I gave her wings to fly.
That's beautiful. When I hear somebody saying they start 4 businesses, or when I hear you saying, "I'm doing taxes for people, but I'm also publishing books, but I'm also talking to you, but I'm also an advisor for LiftFund," I wonder, how are you coordinating it all and having enough time to devote to each item to make sure that, uh, it's successful?
Well, it's 5 minutes on each one of them. So 5 minutes a day, I give myself a timer and I do 5 minutes a day on each one of them. Now, with the tax business, I actually have someone who works with me. So I sometimes, when I get clients in, I pass it off to her, except for the clients that I already had in the past. I keep those, but any new clients, I pass it right off to her. So she's building up her side of the business as well. So I told her once she gets 50 clients, we'll start her off in her own tax business.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so you're helping her to build up, and then she can kind of take those on her own. Sometimes people who are really passionate and multi-passionate, they do want to do a lot of things. Is there an amount of things that's too many, or that you should limit so that you can focus, or what's your belief system on that, Adele?
I would actually say focus on one business at a time. And I'm saying that is because I say it's like a baby. With a baby, the baby first starts out off, when the baby starts crawling, let the baby walk first. Once the baby starts walking, then I would say go ahead on and start another business. That's what I did because I didn't actually start the publishing business right away. I've been doing taxes for over 30 years. And I said the publishing business has been in business for 25 years. But I actually had to, I went from, believe it or not, I used to own a beauty salon. So so I'm just like a walking wealth of information. And I say a walking wealth of information because I've been in several businesses. And that's what made me actually able to help other people in businesses. Um, I actually started off not with LiftFund. I actually started off with the Small Business Development Center. So I actually started helping people in businesses long time ago. Um, and then I actually taught business. So at community colleges as well as universities. I didn't do it all at one time. I started out one at a time.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice because somebody may be comparing and they may think, gosh, Adele is doing all these different things and I can barely get my, feet on the ground or get this business plan done. And so I think that that's important to point out so that people can relieve themselves of that stress and thinking you have to do everything right away. What do you say to the person who says, gosh, I really, use the beauty salon as an example. I really want to do this beauty salon. I'm passionate about it. I love it. But I'm worried that I'm gonna do all this work on the front end and that nobody's going to come.
Well, there's a saying that says, build it and they will come. Well, no, they won't. You've got to get out there. You've got to do the marketing. So I say back in the day, there was no social media for me. I had to hit the pavement. There's social media now. So use it because social media is your best way of advertising now. You can advertise to the extent where there are more social media sites out there than just Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. There's a ton of social media sites. Get on them. But besides getting on them, interact with people. Ask questions, have them respond back to you. Um, because they're going to have questions, they're going to have comments. And that's the way when you interact with them, you're building up your clientele as well. Besides that, go to networking events. Go to as many networking events that you can attend in order to actually get the word out there about your business. And I tell people, when take business cards with you. And when you give out a business card, just don't give out one, give out two so they can pass it along to someone else as well.
I would love to get a little business tax advice from you. I think that sometimes people, gosh, I hear of people, they're going a couple years because they're thinking, I didn't do my taxes. I'm disorganized. I don't have it together. What's the best way for a business owner to stay organized so that taxes are not stressful for them at the end of the year?
Mm, that's a good question because I get all the information. I will tell you use QuickBooks because QuickBooks actually organizes everything for you in terms of sending out um sending out invoices, in terms of actually doing your federal taxes as well as state taxes. So I would tell people to use QuickBooks.
Okay, so use QuickBooks. And then, I think over the years, trends have really changed. And what yeah, I remember way back in the day, you would save every single receipt. Is that still the case or is that dated?
No, please, please. I know when I first started the tax business, I had this guy who would come and he would bring me at least 2 to 3 plastic bags full of receipts. And I say now, no, do not do that. Put it in a spreadsheet, use QuickBooks, whatever you have to use, whatever tools that are available to you, use it because I do not want those pieces of paper. Oh my goodness, no way. I do not want them. So you don't have to save the receipts now. And if you do save them, scan them on your computer and send them to me. Do not send me all those pieces of papers. And I actually do taxes for New York, New Jersey, Florida, Texas, Louisiana. So I do taxes all over. But please do not send me all those pieces of paper.
Adele's like, Jenny, why'd you even bring that up? I just remember like a long time ago, that's what everybody did. And I thought, do people still do that? I don't, I'm always questioning myself too. So for businesses, do QuickBooks. For what about for individuals? Any best
For,
practices for
for
individuals?
individuals, they can fax their W-2s to me, or they can scan it in and send it to me. I do not need the W-2 either.
Okay, gotcha. And receipts, no, just
No receipts. No receipts, Jenny.
no
No
receipts.
receipts.
I'm done with the receipts, you guys. Robert says that the NETO system worked great for him, especially dealing with out-of-state expenses. Are you familiar with that at all?
No, I'm not.
Okay, me neither, Robert. You're above my pay grade. I don't know that system, but I'm glad it's working for you.
I'm not familiar with it, Robert. Not at all. Any NETO.
Yeah,
See, now he's gonna make me go and Google that.
I know, right? Now I'm like, huh, well now I'm curious. What is that system? What is, how is that working for you? What do you have any advice for somebody if they're like, oh, I haven't done my taxes in a minute? Like I've missed a year or two. Well, how do you get back on track if they're in that spot?
Well, I actually, I know. Oh, Jenny, you're asking me all the hard questions.
I know,
I,
I know.
I've actually had clients who have had missed 2 or 3 years. And I've had told them, let's start off with the most recent year. So let's say 2021 is the most recent year. They haven't done their taxes in 2021, but they haven't done their taxes in 2020. They haven't done their taxes in 2019. We're going to start off with 2021 and then we'll move backwards. So I actually say that because then that helps me to organize everything for them. You can only go back, according to Internal Revenue Service, you can only go back 3 years now. It used to be 5, but now it's only 3 years.
Okay, okay. So now you gotta stay on track,
Exactly.
right?
You
And
have
I'm guessing like don't be embarrassed to go and say I'm a couple years behind because then if you don't do it on year two, then you're gonna be 3 years behind or four.
exactly. And you can't go back 4 years. Now, Internal Revenue Service can go back 6 or 7 years on you, especially if you owe money.
Yeah.
But if they owe you money, you can only go back 3 years.
So listen, Robert said that that system, the NETO system, scans your receipts. So you scan your receipts into the system and then toss the receipts, and then it categorizes them automatically. It will also replicate learning process while using. So that sounds cool. I know some people's banks do that too. If they use just the same credit card for everything, the bank will sort it out. I don't know if that's
Right.
accurate or not.
The bank does sort it out for you.
Yeah.
And you can actually what the bank will do as well. If you have a business checking account, they actually in their I don't want to say their invoices, but on their what is it? Their statements is actually labeled out for you as well.
Ah, perfect. Well, Adele, thank you. I've really enjoyed the conversation, enjoyed getting to know more about you and your many, many careers and many, many talents. Thank you so much for the chat today.
Oh, you are so welcome, Jenny. Thank you.
Well, this
I
was
really
fun,
enjoyed.
everybody. Don't forget, we get to reconnect next week for part 2 of this, well, where Adele will continue to enlighten us and educate us. And the link is up right now if you want more on Sarah's programs. Sarah's programs are incredible. It's just such a great resource. And then Sarah's YouTube channel. We have had a couple of really dynamite speakers lately. All the replays are up on YouTube, and I look forward to seeing you all next week, same time, same place. Talk to you soon, everybody. Bye-bye.